Hey, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video. I wanted to talk about the recent surge in the VEVE marketplace, the pump, as we call it, on all the collectibles, certain ones in particular, okay? And I wanted to talk about some of the reasons why. And actually, there's two main reasons why, okay? There's a pump like this going on right now where there's like lots of stuff going up in value. We're seeing it almost across the board. Comic books haven't driven up as much as some of the other collectibles, but we've seen Todd get to new levels. We've seen Steamboat Willie has been like really steady. We've seen a few other ones start to climb, and it's really making a lot of people in the collecting community for VEVE really excited, right? And there's also a lot of questions as to why is this happening? Why is this happening right now in January 2022? Well, it's very simple actually what's going on, and I haven't heard anybody talking about it, but since I've been in the comic book and collectible industry a long time, with my store, my business that I had before, you notice these trends, okay? And so some of these trends, there's a catalyst that happens, right? That starts these kind of things off, okay? So a lot of people might think that it's new people in the marketplace, like joining the app. And sure, there's lots of people joining the app, okay? I don't think it's that though. Okay, and some other people might think, well, it has effect with, like different things that are going on in the media or anything like that, or famous people getting involved, like that kind of stuff happens too in the NFT space, right? But specifically what's going on in VEVE right now is two events happened recently that caused this whole thing. The first event that happened was Steamboat Willie's drop, okay? So Steamboat Willie's drop was really important to start off this whole pump of all the other collectibles. And it's not because it drew a lot of attention and brought more people to the app necessarily. That did happen for sure. But what happened is that the price of this is so high and it went up so quickly, okay, that a lot of people who acquired this one, turned around and sold it, okay? So people sold this one, nice prices. I know someone in particular who sold it at 4,800 gems and immediately turned around and bought a Todd, okay? So that's the first event that happened. Steamboat Willie came out, prices went up, people who were having this one were selling them, people were buying them and acquiring them, and some people were flipping them, okay? But the original people who sold them, and who sold them at certain levels, suddenly had a ton of gems in their wallets, right? In their profile. So what did they do with those gems? Well, they didn't turn around and buy it again, most likely. They went shopping and they started to buy other stuff. Okay, so that's the first event that happened. Now, if we go to the second event that happened, and everybody knows this event because this was even bigger, okay? This event right here with our Spider-Man 252, wherever it is here in the marketplace, if we could find it, this one. So this event then happened next, okay? And this was like just a little whiles after. And this was even rarer, and these were even pricier, okay? So people got these in the drop, and what did they do? Okay, a lot of people sold it right away, right? They sold it, or a lot of people bought it. But the people who sold this, they suddenly ended up with a ton of gems in their wallet as well, right? And the buy and sell of this item right here, as it went up and up and up, caused a lot of people who had it to sell it and actually get more gems. And so what happens when you have a ton of gems in your wallet? Okay, you spend them, right? So basically what's going on with this recent pump, okay, especially like in Todd right here, if we get down right here to the DC collectibles, let's see where Todd's at. If we go a little bit further, if the thing would load a little bit better. There we go, DC right here. Okay, so we got Todd right here. Now everybody knows that this has gone up a decent amount in price in the last little bit. Okay, 5,800K, okay? So people have been also, who have been holding on to this one for a while, have also sold, okay? To individuals, individuals who picked it up. And they suddenly ended up with a lot of gems in their wallet, okay? So this is a trickle-down effect, okay? And this is the whole point of the video, is that when you see big events happen, where big items come to the marketplace, okay? What happens is that people, they actually start to like sell these items at high levels, okay? And then when they sell them at high levels, people pick them up, they end up with a lot of gems in their wallet, and then they start looking for other things to buy. And it's a trickle-down effect. So when the top stuff in the app starts to sell and starts to move up in price, okay, that's when you see all the lower stuff start to catch up to it. It's a trickle down of thing, and it happens as well in on the OpenSea and NFT markets. You'll see like the big wigs of the NFT space, like the Bored Ape Yacht Club. If any of you follow NFTs on the OpenSea right now, I do. I have an account and I buy NFTs there as well. And when the big ones start to move, okay, when they start to climb because some famous person bought one, or this is for the OpenSea in particular, like the Bored Apes, they jumped up quite a bit in the last week or so. And what happened in that is the people who sell them, okay, they end up looking for new projects to invest in, right? And it's a trickle-down effect. So if you're on the OpenSea right now, you're seeing the same exact thing happen. There's a big pump going on in the NFT world right now, and it's because it's led by the big ones, okay? It's led by the big ones at the top. They've started to go up. People sell them. They get a ton of money in their wallet. And then they don't just go and buy the same one they sold again. They actually look for other projects. Same thing's going on here. Okay, so when we happened in here, let's go to the brands right here, and we can go to the Steamboat Willie again. Okay, this is the one that I believe started it all off. Okay, people started to get this one, and they got it for cheap on the drop. Okay, so when you get it for cheap on the drop, and then you sell it, okay, for 4,000 gems or whatever you sell it for. Like I said, I know someone who sold it for 4,800, okay? And what they did immediately after that, when they sold it for 4,800, like they got the ultra rare on the drop, okay? So it was like, what, 50? I think it was 50. And so they went from 50 gems to suddenly having like, 4,800 gems. After the deduction was probably like 4,500 or so. And this person went and immediately bought a Todd, and at that time it was 3,100, okay? So you saw that happen. You saw a lot of people who got this ride it up, and there's some people who are holding it for long term, right? But a lot of people sold it, and when they sold it, they didn't immediately go and buy another one. Of course, that would be kind of dumb, right? That would be stupid, unless they sold it for like really high, like 6,500, and then bought it back at 4,000. That makes sense. But they still had an extra couple thousand to play with, and so what did they do with that extra couple thousand? Well, they spread it around the market. It trickled down into all the other lower items, right? And this is what you have to watch out for. Okay, this is what you have not watch out for. Sorry, this is what you want to look for if you're looking for great opportunities. Okay. When they release something big, okay, what happens is this is exactly what's going to be the trend. It'll come out, people will get it, they'll snag it up, there'll be a buying frenzy for that item, right? And so you won't see a lot of other stuff move at that point. But a few days after or a week after, people will start to sell that item because some people, they're suffering, from FOMO. They want it. So they'll pay higher prices for it. The people who got it at a lower price will then get extra gems in their wallet, and then they're going to go shopping, okay? And they're going to start looking for stuff to buy. And basically right now you're witnessing it happening, okay? You're witnessing Todd go up. You're witnessing a bunch of other ones go up, comic books. I made a video about certain ones that I thought were good that you could buy right now, and almost every single one on that video went up. And and it's not just because of my video or something. Like, believe me, not that many people are watching my videos to make them go up like that. They all started to go up because people suddenly had a lot of gems from selling this dude, okay? Selling the comic in particular, that 252 comic, you have to recognize, okay? Whether you like the comic or not, whether you're interested in the comic or not, whether you think it's high priced or not, whether you think it's worth it or not, that particular comic book has really, really moved this app. Like that comic book has a bigger impact. I mean, if I could even find the comic book. Now it's not even showing up here. Oh, there it is right there. So this comic book drop had a bigger impact than I think a lot of people anticipated, okay? The low edition sizes, the high price of the comic, the fact that some people don't believe in it and probably just sold it at a high level, got a lot of gems, and then what did they do with those gems? They trickled it down, they went into the marketplace, they bought up the blue chips that they like. Now those blue chips that were sitting there for a little while have now like started to move. They moved up, and the reason they moved up is because of this one and because of Steamboat. So I'd love to know what you think about this kind of thing. This is something to keep your eyes open for that happens again. If they have another big drop, a really crucial item, about a week or so later, you're going to see another pump in all the collectibles in the market. This is something to keep in mind, because if you're on the OpenSea and you're like buying NFTs on the OpenSea like I am, we always watch for the big ones, you know, like the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs and those kind of like projects that are super huge, super famous. When they start to move up and they get traction and they start to make a move, then you're going to see a little bit later, maybe a day later, maybe 2 days later, the bottom of the market, the other little open, like the other projects that are like, you know, they start to follow. And it's not because everybody's just spending money. It's because the people who like have bought those are now, who sold those, now have a lot of money. They start buying up other projects. And when they start buying up other projects, the people who are selling those projects, they suddenly have money. So then they start buying up projects as well. You see how it just works as like a little ladder? It just goes down. So when somebody sells, you know, this right here, for example, as I just reiterate this point one more time before I end the video, if someone sells this at 2.5K, okay, that person now is 2.5K. They don't immediately go back in and buy the same comic. They go into the market, they go, oh, you know what? I've always wanted an Elsa. So then they go and they buy an Elsa, right? And then they buy not just one Elsa, but maybe they also buy like, I don't know, maybe they buy C-3PO as well. Okay, so the two people who just got money from the Elsa and the C-3PO, they suddenly have money in their wallet now. So they're not going to go out and buy the same item that they just sold, right? No, they're going to go down and they're going to buy like 3 Marvel comic #1s. Okay, example, right? Like it just keeps on going down and down, and that money starts to multiply and spread across the whole app, and then you see this big surge in all of these prices. Anyway, that's the way I see it. That's what I've been watching. I've been watching it in other areas. It happens in the real world too, and this is what's happening in the app right now. I'd love to hear what you think about it. I'd love to hear if you're one of the people that has sold one of these and maybe then done some shopping. I know I've done that. I know one person in particular who's done exactly that, and they bought exactly the items that are pumping right now. So yeah, I'd love to hear what you think. Just comment in the comment section down below. Just let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. I'd really appreciate that. I'm trying to get over 1,000. I'm like quite close, so you know that would really help out. And you can also like the videos if you like. That'd be cool too. But yeah, I'd just love to hear what you think, and you know, happy collecting. Thanks.